Have you ever wondered what happens when a single man gains so much power that he can change history, culture, and even the names of the months? It sounds like a work of fiction, but it actually happened. Today, we're diving deep into the story of Saparmurat Niyazov, the first president of Turkmenistan, who transformed his country into a bizarre empire where he was king, prophet, and the center of everything. If you're curious about what a truly extreme cult of personality looks like, stick around, because this is a story you won't want to miss. To understand Niyazov, we have to go back to his heartbreaking childhood. Born in 1940, he lost his father in World War II, and just 8 years later, a devastating earthquake took the lives of his mother and 2 brothers. He became an orphan, raised in a state-run orphanage, haunted by a deep sense of loss and isolation. This tragedy didn't break him, instead, it forged an iron will and an intense hunger for power. He joined the Soviet Communist Party in the 1960s and, with his shrewd political maneuvering, he rose through the ranks. By 1985, he was the first secretary of the Communist Party of Turkmenistan. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, Niyazov seized the moment. He became the first president of independent Turkmenistan. Many thought he would build a new democracy, but that was not his plan. He quickly consolidated power, and in a rigged election with no real opponents, he won with an implausible 99.5% of the vote. That was the first clear sign that absolute power was taking hold. With absolute power secured, Niyazov began a cult of personality campaign that shocked the world. He gave himself the title Turkmenbashi, meaning leader of all Turkmen. From that point on, every street corner, every public building bore his mark. His giant golden statue, perched atop a towering monument, became the symbol of this madness. The statue was not stationary, it was designed to rotate 360 degrees, always facing the sun. It was an unmistakable statement: Niyazov was the center of the Turkmen universe, the sole source of light for his people. This worship seeped into every part of life. Naming, cities, airports, and even a meteor were named after him or his family. Currency: Niyazov's face was on all the country's currency. Television, newscasts began with a patriotic song praising him. Niyazov wasn't just a leader, he had turned himself into a living god, blindly worshipped and adored. But this was only the beginning. The peak of this insanity wasn't the statues, it was the series of bizarre laws Niyazov enacted, which intruded into the personal lives of every citizen. He banned ballet, opera, and the circus, claiming they were incompatible with Turkmen culture. The names of time: Niyazov didn't just rename cities, he renamed the months of the year. January became Turkmenbashi in his honor, April was named Gurban Sultan after his mother, and September was named Runama. The Great Book of Runama, this was perhaps the most terrifying and irrational law of all. Niyazov wrote a book called Runama, the Book of the Soul, and declared it the nation's only sacred text. All other school books were banned and replaced with this book. Runama was mandatory reading at every level of education. Niyazov even claimed that reading the book 3 times would guarantee entry into heaven. Healthcare and appearance laws: in a bizarre move, he ordered all hospitals outside the capital to be closed, arguing that the sick should travel to the city for treatment. He also banned dentists from fitting gold teeth or false teeth, and even prohibited male radio presenters from wearing makeup. These laws were more than strange, they revealed a level of total and irrational control where every aspect of life had to conform to the will of a single man. In 1999, Niyazov reached the pinnacle of his power when he declared himself president for life. Everything was under his control, and it seemed nothing could stop him. But absolute power has one fatal flaw: it is completely dependent on one individual. On a cold winter morning in 2006, the world was shocked by the news that Niyazov had died at the age of 66 from a heart attack. His successor, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedow, began a slow process of Niyazovization. Statues were removed, the months were renamed back to normal, and the bizarre laws were gradually repealed. Life in Turkmenistan slowly started to normalize. But the story of Niyazov will forever be a powerful reminder. The story of Saparmurat Niyazov is a cautionary tale. It shows us that when a man places himself above history, culture, and reason, the result can be a society that is isolated and backward. This isn't just history, it's a lesson in power and corruption. What are your thoughts on Niyazov's story? If you were a citizen of Turkmenistan at that time, how would you have reacted? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you enjoy dramatic history stories like this one, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so we can explore more fascinating topics together.